Is it recording?
I think so. It is. You're recording.
All right, welcome back to Real Quick Dude.
Yay.
Yay. Episode 4. Real quick, and then I'm going to stop talking about it. We do have legitimate microphones. Not these. We do have legitimate microphones.
They are in the manufacturing plant right now.
No. My husband, who's going to be so mad, he really put in work today and figured out this whole podcasting system for us. And I was like, oh my God, iconic. And then I forgot a really important piece at home.
Guys, we have a whole little press the button.
We have a whole soundboard.
That's what it's called.
I learned that today. But yeah, we have a soundboard where we can mix and make the noises. Oh my God, it has little buttons and one of them's cheering. And I had a whole plan today that I was going to be holding the new microphone and I was going to say, look, guys, we figured out our microphones. And then I was going to press the cheering button and it was going to be like, yeah.
I'll make the noise for us today. Wah, wah, wah.
No,
I'll just be the noise person.
No, literally. You're going to have to because we don't have the soundboard. You hate to see it.
Well, anyway, we literally, whoever is doing brujeria on us, your mom is a lovely person, and
no, your mom is a hoe.
I'm sure she's a lovely person, but you are just really not right. Why are you such a hater?
Yeah, you're a hater. And you know what? When we get this right,
we're going to do brujeria on you.
How's about that? How do you like them apples?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so anyway. Yeah, this is a shit show in the best way. I'm having a great time.
No, I mean, it's really fun.
Yeah.
Except when it's I almost crashed out, as the young people say. Yeah. I was this close to losing it.
But now, as the young people say, we're locked the fuck in.
Now we're locked in. What?
I want to very quickly, explain my attire for today. A bitch is tired. I actually have to go to the office. I have to be at the office by 7 tomorrow for an all-day event. But I'm such a professional that I was like, we are still going to record this podcast. My mic is on.
Mine is as well.
Amazing. We're already one step ahead of every fucking other week we've been doing this.
Wait, can I say that? How horrified I've been, in all the podcasts, hearing gulps and clearing my throat. The last podcast was it was hideous, and I was like, oh my God. But it was during a crucial moment that I couldn't edit out.
Fuck off, dude. You're wearing eyelashes, I just noticed right now.
Love a lash.
You guys are getting Shirley unplugged. What's the MTV thing? Unplugged?
I think it was Unplugged, or remember The Diary? What was it? It was hi, I'm Christina Aguilera and this is my diary.
Is it Diary?
Was it Diary?
Behind the Music.
No, Behind the Music was a different thing, but they used to do this thing where they would follow them around for a couple weeks and they'd be like, this is my diary. And then you got quote unquote behind the scenes.
Sure.
Right now J-Lo's is going viral because she did hers back when she was dating Diddy.
Ooh, and I watched that. I remember watching that.
Yeah. And he was upset because she was going to kiss someone in a scene, and it's be so for real, because now we know you were a sick freak. he was probably you were kissing someone without me there. How
literally, and as he's wiping the baby oil off of his fucking face.
Literally.
Be so for real. Be so for real.
Yeah.
Men are not shit. That's another episode, not today's episode. We're going to try to keep it a little bit positive. If you went to high school with me, you're probably watching this and cooking me. But if you did, you know that I hated to go to school without makeup or looking pretty normal and whatnot. So you got the last laugh. This is me. Stripped. Unplugged, uncut,
Raw.
raw. What was the BET one? Ooh. The after dark, the after hours.
After dark is crazy though, because BET's after dark. That ain't what
Tip
you're talking
drill.
about, baby
Okay,
girl.
I just want to shout out Sarah Tamez. First of all, check her out. She's my best friend. She makes the dopest fucking jewelry and is so incredibly talented.
She's gonna be one of our guests. She doesn't know it yet.
Yeah,
she's gonna be one of our guests.
Yeah, we have a whole guest list, but they don't know it yet.
We have a guest list of like all of the most successful, iconic, incredible women in our lives.
Which is a lot, low key.
Yeah, which is a lot. We have a lot of really successful, cool, dope ass friends that are those girls. So
literally those girls. But back to the BET thing, Sarah and I used to watch Tip Drill Uncut.
Those were so crazy.
Do you remember that video?
Yes, I remember watching those videos. And here's the other thing. Let's see.
My coffee.
Hi, Benny.
This is Shirley unstripped. No. Get out of here. You know what? One day we're going to have our own little studio.
That one day's coming soon. I'm about to invest.
Ooh, maybe we should do like a she shed.
Oh yeah, that'd be so cute.
A little
she shed moment.
Yeah. Except what if it's hot as balls in there? Or cold?
We'll figure it. Well, let me stop saying we'll figure it out because clearly. Okay, anyways, we were talking about these BET After Dark videos.
Tip Drill being my favorite one.
Okay, but outside of just like the After Dark ones, I remember being a kid and I was like, you would see like the video vixens and I would be like, wow, what a glamorous job. I want to be a video vixen, which now has me so dead whenever I think about it.
You're aspiring to be a video vixen?
I thought it was so cool.
That's fucking crazy.
I was like, oh my God, look at them. Like they just get to be so pretty and like do a little dance all day. And then obviously as an adult, you're horrified because they're all like, it was the worst. You know?
Yeah, I can't say that video vixen was ever an aspiration of mine.
Quit playing with me, girl, because you were out here learning every video.
I wanted to be like a choreographer. I didn't want to be fucking a video vixen.
Okay, honey Daniels.
I don't know what that was. If I'm being honest, I don't know.
It was something, but
oh, fuck off.
I just thought they were like pretty and just got to kick it, and at a mansion with a pool,
and hundreds being thrown at them.
Period.
And Cavassier.
Yes.
Cristal.
Love it. Hypnotic.
What is hypnotic?
I think it was like a vodka. Oof, you know what? This is embarrassing. I don't know. We were in church, so I don't even know why I'm playing around like I knew what any of that was.
If you want to know any church hymns, we got you, but we do not know what hypnotic is.
I don't got you. I unfortunately blocked all of that.
Oh.
I remember like 2 of them.
Oh, I still know all of them.
I do not. But yeah.
Okay.
Video vixens and our religious background did not mix, so I had to think of other aspirations.
Video vixens, well, our religious background and fucking going outside didn't mix. Having a thought, an identity. Wearing pants, cooked. You were going to hell.
Earrings, see ya.
Literally. Yeah. Eyeliner, go sit with Satan somewhere.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get that off my chest.
We'll get into that.
We'll get into that
at a later date, but that's going to be like that, you know, when like people do like, here's our 5-part series.
It's going to be like in a 1,000-part series. Because a lot of my, let's get dark real quick.
Ooh.
A lot of my social anxiety and lack of interest in like getting to know people comes from the amazing examples of terrible human beings I met at church.
Oof. Crazy work.
Aww.
Wah, wah. Wah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, definitely. Which is so crazy because, well, we were just around like old people all the time. We were the only youths around, and
Girl.
they were on our necks watching us.
For me, really, it just allowed me to have decent public speaking skills.
Oh my God, we would have to get up and it'd be like, guess what? This week you're in charge of leading the service in like singing and presenting, like, what would you call it?
No, you had to kick off the service by praying. Then
Then you would sing.
then you had to read a Bible verse.
Yeah.
Not a verse, a passage. Then you had to sing, bring everyone around. And if you
Rally
were
everybody, get the
yeah.
vibe going. You were the vibe setter.
And if you were me and you were very unfortunate, you had to play the drums that you've never played in your life. Like
Oh my God, honestly, I wish that like video phones
there
were a thing back then because I would have been recording you at all times with your little denim skirt trying to play those drums.
that shit was so fucking terrible.
I think they knew I didn't have a musical bone in my body, so I got away with not
I
ever
didn't
having
have
to
a
touch.
bitch. I
drums.
don't know how to play the drums.
But I did have to sing in front of people, which is crazy work.
we all
Imagine you
did.
just have to get up and sing in front of people and lead them and set the vibe.
Damn, and I had a terrible attitude.
I would just be like, I can't believe this is happening to me. It was a moment in time.
Yeah, I try to forget it as much as possible.
I have forgotten a lot of it.
Yeah, just terrible, terrible people.
Disclaimer, I love the Lord.
No, you know what's very cool is that we have a relationship with God and we love him, but we just hate church people.
I just can't go.
Yeah.
It's not even just church people. It's just, there's so much of it where I was just like, girl, let me tell you something.
There was politics.
There was a lot.
Gossip.
And you know what? The second I got pregnant with little Ricky, first of all, again, I was a teenager. So all the church people were like, we knew it. And I was like, and now y'all about to see less and less of me.
Yeah,
and
you
I
got
just,
excused from church. That was some bullshit.
Yeah, I like made my exit slowly, discreetly. I didn't make it a big fuss, and then I never went back. But I was
Amazing.
like, bye.
I unfortunately got fucking sucked in that shit for a while.
No, I was like, see you later.
Well, again, we love the Lord now.
I know,
so
love the Lord.
It's very, very, very lit. On a less dark subject, maybe we shouldn't talk about that.
Yeah.
I killed a raccoon for the second time in my life. Do you know what that's like?
I don't. Well, you know what? I did kill a chipmunk.
Me too.
I did kill a chipmunk, and the kids. I was like, pick them up from their bus stop, like in the car, and they were like, "Mom, Mom!" All the kids were saying there was a dead chipmunk over there, and that's so sad. And I was like, what's sadder is that I killed it this morning. And they were like,
you confessed?
What? I did confess.
Good for you.
And you know, Aria went and spilled the beans to everybody. Every single person she found that day, she was like, did you know my mom killed a chipmunk?
Literally.
But continue. I do remember your first time killing the raccoon.
Yes.
Because you called me crying and laughing uncontrollably at the same time.
Yes. It's something that I'll never forget.
You were like in shock.
No, literally. It's because I blew it to fucking pieces. It wasn't even like I ran it over.
Yeah, you did say he had no shot.
No, he literally blew into chunks right in
smithereens.
Front of smithereens. I had to go get a car wash immediately after.
You called me from the car wash and you were like, hey, you'll never believe it. And I was like, oh my God. And I did feel bad for you though, because yeah, I would cry too.
It was so traumatic. And then there was like a bit that I had going on with like a friend that I told about. That dude was just trying to get his family food and all these things. Okay, that was my first raccoon. And you would think that by now I'd be an expert. Okay, so that was...
Where are you running into so many raccoons at?
On the goddamn road.
That's wild, but
Okay. So this time Lily had a tournament in DeMott.
yeah.
Yeah. So whatever, we're like on our way home, and this motherfucker had already crossed the road, and I was like, absolutely. I was like, okay, because I was already starting to get nervous.
A raccoon hates to see you coming.
They really do. I saw him from afar and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start braking now. No, literally. I was like, okay, I'm gonna start braking now. This motherfucker like crosses the road like nothing, and then all of a sudden wants to turn back. By the time he wants to turn, I don't even want to think about it.
What do you think he left behind?
I don't
His
know.
damn mind.
So then as he's coming back, I was like, oh no, no. And I like clipped him. And I was like, oh. I literally felt like all of the blood drain out of my body. And Madison's like, what's happening? And she's in the front seat. She's never in the front seat.
Oh my God. She had a front row seat.
She had a front, well, you know, her head was down. But of course, as soon as I'm like, oh my God. And then I don't say a word. I'm just like, oh my God. Literally like sick. I look back and I was like, he's going to be alive. I just, you know, it was the end of, do raccoons have tails?
Yeah, they do. They have the little black.
I was like, okay, period. I was like, maybe I just got nipped a little bit of tail. I
nipped a little bit of tail with it.
When I tell you that I have thought about this goddamn raccoon every fucking day since.
Wait, so did you in fact verify that he's dead?
This is where I was getting to now. I'm like, I'm gonna look in my rear view mirror and he's gonna be okay. No, I look back, he's like, and then I was like, oh, and I literally, I'm like, and Madison's like, what's wrong, Mom? And I look again, he's like he's like,
oh my God. So he suffered.
Yes, I should have went back and run him over again.
Just a little mercy kill.
Yes. I thought about it.
Oh my God. Just put that bad boy out of his misery. What should we name him?
I really hope the next person.
You're like waiting to see if another car comes.
You know, I really was like,
okay, this episode is dedicated to him. What's his name? We have to name him Ralph.
Ralph sounds good.
Ralph the raccoon. Oh my God, R.I.P. Ralph. Till we meet again.
He has such a good smoky eye.
It was blended to the gods.
To the gods.
Literally. He's in heaven now.
He had the cutest black gloves on.
He ate.
He did.
He ate that little one.
Okay, period. No, I really did look back. I was like, I really hope he got ran over.
Oh my God, no. Honestly,
he did it.
We're gonna get PETA is gonna be up in here.
PETA, I just want you to know that I've been thinking about this fucking raccoon for days.
No, it's so sad.
It's so sad, but you have to laugh at it. Because what else are you gonna do?
Ralph would want us to laugh.
Ralph, you know, I went back and I was like, hey buddy, how are you? And he was like, just laugh about this. And so Ralph, this goes to you. If you don't put like a rest in peace,
we're gonna do a little. I'm gonna do a montage of like random raccoon pictures.
Oh, there's one that's like a raccoon is dead. It has a get well balloon.
Well, yes. Okay.
He died on a Sunday. No, it was a Saturday.
Oh my God.
And so, it gets better.
Circle.
Yeah, shout out Ralph. This one's for you, dog. Somehow the story gets better. So then Madison's like, oh, what's going on? Because I'm crying in the front.
Yeah.
I'm crying. I'm looking back. I'm crying. I'm looking back. No one's running him over. Can you fucking believe it?
That's crazy.
I mean, they could have mercy killed Ralph. Nobody had the balls to do it.
Nobody had the guts.
Okay. It gets worse. It gets funnier, actually, which I went from crying to cackling.
Okay.
Madison's like, what happened? And I was like, oh, baby, I just killed a raccoon. And she's like, oh, wait, why? And I was like, it was an accident. And she's like, so that's why? I'm like, yeah, that's why.
She thought you had like a personal beef.
Yes. And then she's like, well, what was he doing? And I was like, oh, mind you, I'm like, I guess I gotta make something up right now. I was like, oh, maybe he was getting food. And she's like, oh, okay. And then she like creates a whole story in her mind. She was like, so the raccoon was out trying to get some food, and then boom, you run it over, and then he died. So that's why. And when I tell you, I was just so dead. And then she just kept saying the whole ride home, the whole 32-minute ride home. Oh, so that's why. He was getting some food, and then boom.
He was just trying to enjoy his evening when
all of a sudden he was trying to provide. Oh my God. No, I like to think that Ralph is a gay raccoon, single gay raccoon. He doesn't have any kids.
Right.
Because that would be too traumatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't. Him and his partner broke up.
Oh my God. So he got broken up with and he got
No, not
over.
on the same day. He was already going through a breakup, so I put him out of his misery. Ralph, it's Pride Month. This one's for you.
Okay. We can go with that.
Okay.
All right. R.I.P. Ralph.
Ralph?
You were good. You were a good man.
Yeah. Yeah. We would have been friends.
And now his partner is probably somewhere.
They're on the news.
Rethinking how they treated Ralph.
It's so like, you know this what? Just in. Ralph. This just in. Ralph just was trying to cross the street, and then here comes this fucking girl in a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only killed a chipmunk. And
that's just sick.
Sick and twisted. I just killed that chipmunk, and it was really sad. It was a little guy, and you know what? He didn't stand a fucking chance. I didn't have to question anything. I didn't have to look back. I was like, he's toast.
You just knew for certain.
He was 1.5 pounds. He didn't stand not a single shot. But I did have I had a motherfucking hawk the other day.
Those things are supposed to be big.
Shirley, I'm driving to a showing, and I was running late. So I'm speeding. And all of a sudden, I see this giant freaking thing swoop up my windshield. Like, I almost hit the hawk, but he was scooping down to get something.
It was a chipmunk
you killed.
It was a chipmunk you killed.
Yeah, he was scooping up Ralph's remains, and he like swooped up past my windshield and flew up, and I almost crashed because he startled me.
And that's the circle of life.
What if we get copyrighted?
I do not own the rights to this music. I don't know what's happening. I don't. Honestly.
Oh my God. Okay. We did see. All right. We were driving from my brother-in-law's house, and Ricky all of a sudden was like, oh my God. And he like swerved all crazy. There was a giant tortoise.
What the fuck?
A tortoise. It was. Is that how you say
why
it?
do you say it like that?
A tortoise. A tortoise? Okay. A big fucking turtle.
Yeah. A Wumbo-sized turtle.
A Wumbo Jumbo freaking turtle was in the middle of the street.
Big so bag Ricky, turtle.
Yeah. So Ricky like swerved out of the way, and then he was like, oh my God. And then I was like,
where the fuck do those things come from?
Oh, there's turtles all. Well, he was heading across to get to Little Creek. Right. And so we swerved and missed him, but then we see a giant truck behind us, and I was like, that turtle is toast.
Kevin style.
Yes. But so we really thought, okay, and the kids are in the car with us, and it would just all happen so fast. So we're like, oh my God, the turtle, he's gonna get the turtle. And my kids were freaking out in the back. They're like, not the turtle. And I was like, the truck passes it. We pull off to the side, and me and Ricky were like, we're about 99.9% sure that this.
Did you hear a really big crunch?
We didn't, but we were like, we're pretty sure that this turtle's toast. We
Oh.
turn around. I was like, let's go verify that
It
this
was still
turtle's
crossing
okay.
the
It was still crossing the street. It was okay. So I had to call my sister-in-law. She loves animals. Kimmy, I hope you're watching. And I was like,
Kimmy, if you're not watching, come on.
yeah. And I was like, girl, you better come get this turtle because she loves animals. And her and Tony went with like a big snow shovel and shoveled it out of the street. But now this made me think of a really horrific story that I can't wait to tell.
Oh no.
This one is worse. And this one PETA really might be on our fucking necks after this one.
First of all, PETA, mind your goddamn business.
But it has nothing. It wasn't my fault though. It had nothing to do with me. But we were at Starved Rock. My family, my kids, we were at Starved Rock many a year ago, and we were hiking. And when we were leaving, the whole story, it's too long to tell, but long story short, we were locked out of our truck. So we couldn't leave anywhere because we were waiting for, what are they called? A locksmith to come open our truck.
Susie's involved in this
Susie's
one.
involved in this one. And anyways, we're like, okay, well, you know what? It's perfect because we have stuff for a picnic. So we'll sit outside. We'll wait for the locksmith. We'll enjoy our picnic. Mind you, the day had gone terribly. My kids were very small and really misbehaving. It was like one of those days where like the kids misbehave so bad that like you and your spouse are fighting. Everybody's hot.
You cry.
You're ready for divorce.
Oh my God.
Like it was just a terrible day. Okay. We're already exhausted and over it. And whatever, we're having this picnic. We're like, oh, all right, we're not going to sweat the small stuff anymore. There's this really beautiful family leaving the park. They're getting into their car, and I'm like, oh, look at them. Beautiful. They have their little dog with them. It's a cute little dog. They get in the car. They start reversing, and we hear like a really loud yelp. And the car like brakes really hard. We were like, did what we think just happen?
Wait, I don't remember. Did the dog die?
Listen, the dad gets out of the car. He goes to the back and he goes berserk. He's like, God damn it! Fuck! He goes nuts. He ran over the family dog.
His own dog?
He thought he put the dog.
It'd be your own family. See, it's just like true crime. It's always inside the family.
He put the dog inside the car and he didn't, so they ran him over. So then the wife is getting out of the car. She's like, what's going on? And the kids, they have like really small kids, are like, Dad, what's? And he's like, get the kids in the fucking car! He's like yelling at the wife.
You guys are eating your sandwiches.
I was like, this is crazy. And my kids were small. They're like, what's going on over there? So anyways, they accidentally ran their dog over. It was really tragic. The dad wrapped the dog up in a blanket and put him in the trunk.
Dude, this is like an episode of The Walking Dead.
We named him Fluffy on their behalf. So we always say R.I.P. to Fluffy.
So this episode is for Fluffy and for Ralph.
I hope you guys are
and
up
for the
there.
chipmunk.
I didn't name the chipmunk. What's a good chipmunk name?
John Smith.
Okay.
John Smith.
John Smith. John Smith.
I like to think
Fluffy.
Yeah. John Smith was sophisticated. He was a sophisticated chipmunk.
He was a fancy pants chipmunk.
Yeah.
He had a 401k full of
pantaloons.
Nuts. So anyways, that was the very tragic story about Fluffy. That dad, I was like,
they probably got a divorce already.
They probably did. What a stressful.
Imagine
you know what? It really put things into perspective about our day. You know what I mean? We were like, we thought we were having a hard day, but we didn't run over our fucking family dogs.
You were like, oh.
You would never leave Cha-Cha out of the car.
Right.
Yeah. But anyways, that
wraps up the animal segment. Crikey. We're like fucking.
Oh my God, Steve Irwin.
This one's for you too.
This one's for you, Steve. Wait, have you seen his son?
Is he a zaddy?
He really is.
Okay.
Me and my friends were like sending each other TikToks of what's his name?
He's a zaddy?
What's his name?
Steve Irwin.
Yeah. Steve
Irwin Jr.
I don't know his name, but look him up. He's a little hottie.
Okay, period.
He's doing the damn thing. He's honoring his father and
Oh,
looking fine as hell while he's doing it.
Is he also like hunting down alligators?
No, he's so cute. No, he's you can tell he's like such a sweet
Does
person.
he have an accent?
He's like, yeah.
And I love an Australian
he
accent.
has an accent, and he's like, and I love my dad, and I love these animals, and I love the work we do. And I'm like, oh my God, I love a passionate man.
Yeah. Wow.
Hopefully Ricky's not watching this.
Yeah. Alex told me that he didn't watch the second episode yet. So and this one's for you, Alex. Who's RIP to you as well.
Yeah, literally after this, you're next on the list. I'm gonna forget to put you in the car.
Did I tell you? Our family is very supportive. I went to like a family party this weekend, and not me talking about a podcast.
I feel like anybody that's brought it up to me so far, I like hurry and move past the conversation because I'm like, what I do online
is none
of your business. And how dare you? How dare you bring it up to me in person? Absolutely not. Just watch, like, and subscribe. Leave a comment, and then we don't have to discuss it again.
Listen, can we treat this just like as like we're friends on Facebook and Instagram?
Yeah.
We send you a happy birthday with a cake on Facebook. But if I see you in the grocery store, don't fucking look at me.
Don't bring up real quick, dude. Don't do that. Why would you do that?
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah, like pretend you don't know me.
Yeah. That's all. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah.
I suppose. I'm really like waiting for real estate clients to see it. I'm like, please, God, no. They're like, look at this freaking idiot.
I don't know. I'm very curious to see. So we had, last time I checked, we have 45 subscribers.
We have 46 now.
Oh.
We're really cooking with gas.
Holy shit.
We made it.
So we practically have 50.
We went viral.
And if we have 50, really, we have 100.
And that's girl math.
Right. Rounding up. So then why did they teach us how to round up in fucking whatchamacallit today?
I don't know.
Okay, period.
But I am going to shout out all of Ricky's friends, little Ricky. I know y'all are watching because
you're hot.
No, not boyfriends, girlfriends.
Right, because you're hot.
I know you guys are watching. Ricky, they keep screenshotting like the podcast and stuff and sending it to Ricky. So shout out to you guys.
Love that.
Yeah, you guys rock. Don't ever change XOXO.
And then just because you like it does not mean you can date Ricky, okay? Thank you.
I don't think they want to date Ricky.
Comment below if you want to.
Comment below if you would date Ricky.
Share, all the things.
All the things.
Yeah. If you get at least 5 people just for you to like and subscribe, we'll let you text Ricky.
I swear. No, that's funny. No, they're being supportive and cute.
Love that.
He's horrified, but I'm like, those are my girls.
Dude, my sister-in-law was like, I watched the podcast. And I was like, my first reaction was, you did? Very concerned.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, why? No.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay, thank you for the support.
No, I like the support. Thank you. But
I'm just horrified. I've never had to be so much myself.
Yeah. No, literally, I was like, oh my God. Because on social media, you curate what you want people to see, what you don't want them to see. And I feel like I never show like my personality or anything because all of my social media is about either real estate or the kids.
Yeah, I'm like one of those people that so wants to be mysterious and like no one. It's always like, you're such a bitch.
I would have loved to be mysterious. You know what I mean? But I'm not. I never have been. I remember being in school and like seeing girls that were mysterious and thinking like, I want to be just like you. But unfortunately, I don't have it in me. And an example of this is that this whole week I was in Indianapolis for baseball tournaments. And we're there for the whole week with all of the baseball parents.
So they know everything about you.
They know everything about me.
Fuck.
I had a couple drinks and listen, sober, I'm a yapper. With a couple drinks, babe, forget it. You know my entire biography. So I literally kept telling myself like, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. But I just can't help it. What mental illness is that?
I don't know. But I think I have it too.
If you know what mental illness that is, comment below.
Also share, like, subscribe.
But so we went out for drinks and I had a couple glasses of wine And then the next day, all day, I was like, we had a game later in the afternoon, and I was like, I'm gonna show up, and it's gonna be like the Snooki. Why is everybody being weird towards me?
Mm-hmm.
But no, they were all great.
I
But I was like, the next day, I was like, oh my god, I would not shut up.
No, I feel like if I have a little drink in me, you are gonna know all of my like just lore.
I've been trying to accept myself.
Okay, period. We love self-awareness, self-acceptance.
Because I
Fuck
feel
it
like
up.
I've always cringed at myself so hard because I'm like, I can't believe I'm this way. Again, I want to be mysterious,
Me too.
but I don't have whatever cool gene that is. So I'm not. So I feel like now I'm like, all right, well, this is it, babe.
You are a lot more social than I am. You're a lot cooler.
I don't think I'm cool. That's the problem. I wish I was cool. I think I just can't shut up.
Mm. You're gonna be okay. Now
Well,
you have tons of baseball mom friends, and
fingers crossed. Unless they're all like in a
right now there's a group chat, and it's like everyone but
don't say
Amanda.
that oh my god, do not say that to me.
Can you believe?
Don't say that to me. My anxiety, I will fully believe that. And I'll be like, they're all talking about
No,
you.
I've made up so many scenarios in my head
All the time
about how people perceive me, and then it's nothing like that at all.
You know what? Can we just say like we're just living our lives. What do you want from me? All right.
Yeah.
What do you want from me? This is here I am
Stripped.
Unplugged.
I said restrip. What did I say?
You said unstripped.
Idiot.
Yeah, you know. So recently I feel like on that indie trip I was like, well, it's time.
Listen, I even tend to be this way with like Alex's family. I like shrivel up and I'm like so scared to be who I am. And so when I'm around them, I'm just really, really, really quiet for years, for literally years. So then this we had a graduation part, another graduation party this weekend. And I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to be me. And I like, you should see Alex like from afar, just proud, like a proud dad. He's all like looking at me with like, and I was like being funny and just being myself. And then I took it too far because then I turn into date Mike.
Yeah,
I do turn into date Mike.
you do.
I
love
no
date Mike
bitch,
Shirley though.
Let me just tell you, mind you, the whole time I'm like, oh, I can't really drink because back to the grind in the morning. And I took 4 shots of Hennessy. When I tell you, the first one I was the first one, Alex was like, "Oh, what are you doing there?"
Hennessy is crazy.
Bitch.
Hennessy is insane.
So one of Alex's cousins, which is one of my favorite cousins because we've been like hanging out with them for so long, he like loves a bottle of Hennessy. So
don't bring a bottle of Hennessy around me.
Listen,
haven't had it, won't have it.
No, you will throw up your entire. Honestly, I think there's a chunk of my stomach that's just still stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I haven't taken a shot with him in so many years. I had a couple beers, and he's like, all right, come on, Big Cheryl, because they call me Big Cheryl because they're like, let's really play into her body dysmorphia.
Period.
Okay. No, I've been Big Cheryl for not Big Shirley. Big Cheryl.
Big Cheryl.
So I already
sounds like a Big Cheryl sounds like a lunch lady who's been at it for like 45 years. Everybody knows her.
Which
she has like
she's head
lunch lady. She like saves special treats for her favorite students. If she doesn't fuck with you, she tells you they're out of the Salisbury steak.
You are getting the chicken.
You're getting it's not good.
Yeah, Big Cheryl. He's like, Big Cheryl, really? And I was like, yeah, I'll take one. And then I was like, and I'll take 2. And then by the time I remember taking shot 3, shot 4. I didn't even know that happened. Okay, so I never have my girls on the weekends.
Yeah.
So I had my girls this weekend. Mind you, Madison was like, I'm going to make myself at home. It was a huge party. There was probably like 80 people there.
Yeah.
And it's like outside, the whole thing. Pool, the whole thing. Alex's best friend's son was there, and I had talked to his mom and when I talked to his mom, she's like, oh, he loves animating, he loves blah blah. So we're like, oh, let's introduce the kids. They talked the entire party.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so Lily made a new friend, so I was like so excited.
Oh my God, love that.
And I was like, yay, Lily.
So then you were like, shots for everyone.
like an idiot. So then, mind you, I didn't know, took 4 shots, and then I had to go to work the next day.
Oh my God, that is brutal.
And then when I tell you that I've been sick for days, like my stomach is still like,
oh my God, that's how I was after my Indy. We went to Top Golf, and at first I wasn't drinking because I just wasn't feeling it. And then
you said, fuck it.
I said, let's do it. And I had however many glasses of wine. And then the whole next day, all of the parents were like, yeah, round 2, let's. And I was like, I will have water, please and thank you. And they were like, oh, we're going to change your mind by then. I was like, there's not anything on the face of this earth that could change my mind. Yeah. I am ill. I am unwell right now. So, but it was, it was a good time.
Yeah.
But I really think, I just really think my social anxiety pushes me to like talk so much. And if there's an awkward silence, I'm feeling it, babe.
You know what?
We're not holding space for awkward silences.
Social anxiety is what causes me to drink more.
Oh yeah, that 100%.
That too. Is, I'm telling you, I will be at home here by myself and I won't even think about alcohol. Yeah. The moment that I'm in a social environment, whether it's with my family, not all of the things, I'm like, well, I am so in my head and my social anxiety is so out of this fucking planet. I need to just start drinking so that I seem less like a bitch.
I see. Yeah, that's the difference between you and I, because I don't need to drink. I'm going to talk.
No, I will not talk.
Overshare. And, but again, I'm just like, well, it is what it is. Like, I'm in my 30s. It's too late. Even though, like, don't come up to me. Like, I've gotten better with it because of real estate. But like when you're in the store and like random people come up to you to talk and they're like, oh, great. What we're having? I'm like,
oh, potatoes. Like, what do you say?
I'm like, you're talking to me right now? It's crazy.
No, I cannot do small talk.
And you know what? Let me say, though, I don't hate it. I wish more people were that way.
Alex is like that.
I wish more people were that way because I'm always like, oh, that's so wholesome of this person to like just come up and start talking to me. But I don't want to. I get like, it's like SpongeBob when he forgets his name. Yeah. Because he's like busy remembering everything else. When someone comes up to me in a store or like whatever and tries to make small conversation, I'm like, oh, what do I say? What do I say? I need a little time. With a little time, I'll open up and...
I need a little drink. I'll open up. I literally, right before, like I got home to finish working, and that's why I'm in my pajamas, because I literally worked until about 20 minutes before you got here. Okay. And in the background, I was watching Call Her Alex.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No.
Okay. I know that I know where you're at with this, but I'm just like more so curious, and it's interesting to see like where it all started and all of the things.
I just used to watch or listen to Call Her Daddy back when it was her and Sophia, and I listened to them for like a really long time. Like,
I know you're the one that put me on.
Yeah, I was like a fan of the show, and I liked their dynamic. And I don't dislike Alex, but I like now Call Her Daddy's not entertaining to me at all. It's not interesting to me. I think she got her bag and like congratulations and all that good stuff. I do always feel really bad for Sophia, but what is it? What do they say? She fumbled the bag.
Yeah.
She fumbled hard.
Yeah, now she's like just interviewing like, and I don't listen to any other.
I just don't love it because it's obviously the bigger you get. This is my gripe when I'll find like small niche like podcasts or influencers that aren't big or anything. And I love their content because they're so genuine, they're so laid back, they're so real. And then I feel like you get to a certain point where you're not relatable any longer. So even Giggly, I love Giggly Squad, but I knew there was like a moment where I was like, "Ooh, they're getting big."
Yeah,
and
they're already
now
big.
they're
already
huge.
big,
Well, they're
yeah.
huge now, but I remember thinking like, "Oh my god, they're about to blow up," and like it's not going to be as relatable, and it's
Yeah.
not. And I am really happy for their success. I think that's freaking awesome. But yeah, you reach like a level where you're no longer super genuine, and I feel like with Call Her Daddy, like her and Sophia used to make fun of celebrities. They used to talk so much shit about them, and it used to be really funny and like, you know, just real. And now, of course, because her whole thing is interviewing celebrities, she's like, "Oh my god, I love you. Oh my god." So I just think like I just don't watch it anymore. It's to me, it's not entertaining. Even when she has people I really love on, I'm like, I just can't. It's not for me
Yeah,
anymore.
I haven't listened to, I am still listening to Giggly Squad religiously.
I still listen to Giggly Squad for sure. I love Paige and Hannah. I love them, but
oh my god, did you see that Paige quit?
yeah, as she should.
Yeah,
As she should.
these
Summer
last
House needs to be something else.
something else.
Something else. It's not working anymore because everybody's like older. No one's like partying as much.
What they need to do is they need to just, we want to see them in the city.
I wish they would just follow them in like their day to day. I feel like
Yeah.
that would be so cool. But I get it though.
And then just recast with people like they've already grown up.
Yeah, they've already been there forever. I feel like they've all outgrown
Every
it.
single time they're gonna go club, Pages like, and I'm going in my pajamas. And honestly, that's me.
So relatable. If somebody were to try to get me into a club now, which actually you could never really get me into a club. It's never been my thing. But especially now, ain't no way. Unless we're doing brunch, baby. I'll do a fun brunch. Let's do it. Or
Yeah, I
we
want
can
to
hang out in my garage.
Oh, and those are the best.
Oh, and those are, and you'll have a time.
If we're going to brunch, I want to be throwing up by like 5 p.m.
Yeah, by like 7, I want to be hung over and like thinking about, you know, the consequences of my actions.
Yeah, and be like, okay, I'm gonna stop drinking for a long time.
Yeah, that's when you reach the point where you're like,
and then by Monday,
you know what?
you're
I'm
like,
a new
okay,
person.
Yeah.
Like this is so immature.
This was Shirley at 11 a.m. This is
I've
me at
outgrown
8
this.
p.m.
You know, I'm so much bigger than this, and drinking's not for me.
Until next time.
Until next week, and then you're like, let's do it. Every time.
Yeah.
But anyways, well, hope you guys enjoyed this.
I really don't know what we talked about.
I had a time.
Did you?
I did.
Okay,
I was really mad when we started because
Yeah.
mad at myself. I had nobody to blame but me.
I'm mad that I'm on this fucking podcast with no lashes, my hair up, and in pajamas.
You look so cute.
Shut. It's very,
Okay.
very condescending. And
Are
R.I.P.
you
to Amanda.
fucking
Amanda, put yourself in the
kidding
credits
me?
of this one as well.
You said what?
R.I.P. to you as well.
That's crazy work. You said, can I be in pajamas? And I said, you can do whatever you want. I was already dressed though.
She walked in here with a twitch.
With a twitch?
Yeah.
What is that?
You're like, sure, you could be. Yeah.
No,
great. No, that's great. Yeah, dude, if you want. Absolutely. No, for sure.
I swear I didn't.
If that makes you comfortable.
I don't care about you in your damn pajamas. Be in your pajamas. If you want this to be a PJ podcast, then
Today it's a PJ.
yeah, then pop off. I love
in
a PJ.
bed.
I love a PJ.
We should do a pod on my bed.
Okay.
Here, with just a little wine.
Ooh, a little wine.
Today we had coffee.
I'm there. Definitely.
Okay, well, honestly, if by now you're watching and not subscribing, your mom is a lovely person, but obviously she's not teaching you well enough. So make sure that you reevaluate yourself. You're like, wow, if I'm watching this, let me subscribe and like.
I think that if you're watching this and not liking, you're so nasty and so rude.
Yeah, literally. But anyway, like and subscribe. And yeah.
Ring the bell.
Yeah, we will see you next week. And it's time to party.
Okay, bye.
Dun, dun.